Hello again and welcome back to another one, and today we have a couple of topics to cover, from the latest on Kanye West as his performance was pulled by the Grammys due to concerning online behavior. And this has sparked a lengthy reaction from the game in defense of Kanye. And as usual, when it comes to anything controversial these days, Eminem was dragged into the mess, and at this point, perhaps it's time the entire industry give props to the 21st century champion of free speech Eminem, as in cases like these, he's always used as a standard/shield to protect other artists, and we'll get to more on this in a bit. We also have more from King Crooked, and he got into it with some Joe Budden in quotes stan on Twitter regarding the commercial performance of Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse, and this one was quite interesting, coming from a Joe Budden goon, since Joe has never been a commercial monster. So it started with this that got Crook's attention, a user states, "So I'm confused, Crooked, Joel Ortiz, how we're getting 1 million views of video, and then you turn around and get 3,000 sales? Where did all those supporters go?" And before we get to Crook's response, let's use the RIAA formula for converting streams to sales that goes 1,500 streams equals 1 album sale. So 3,000 sales will be the equivalent of 4.5 million streams/views. Perhaps the user thought 1 million views equals a relative amount of albums sold. Imagine trying to troll and you answer your own question in the process. And Crook responded to that with, "Slaughterhouse got millions of views and never sold 1 million. Plenty of rappers are in that boat, salute." And the user responds, No sir, I know 1 million views doesn't equal 1 million sales. It also doesn't drop from 1 million to 3,000. You should have at least half or even a third of that number. Looks like Royce was spot on. 1 million views using RIAA formula is far from a third in album sales and more like 667 copies sold. Talk about ignorance. And Crook reacted, "Nobody from Slaughterhouse has ever sold 1/3 of 1 million albums, and we all have videos with millions of views. Make it make sense." Now the whole point was to clown Crooked and Joel, as their feelings were hurt by this release. It's got nothing to do with actual facts, and the goalpost moved again. I'm not talking about Slaughterhouse, I'm talking about you and Joel and them boosted numbers. Them sales don't speak to numbers and reactions y'all was getting at all. The discussion kept going round and round, and Crook ended with this, "By the way, Rise and Fall out now, winking emoji." And to make matters worse, the whereabouts of that 3,000 figure is unknown, as numbers will be out later today, I believe. That's Monday, 21st of March. Moving on to the next point, like we covered in the previous video on this, when Kanye got suspended for 24 hours on Instagram due to his response post to Trevor Noah. This happened shortly after, Guardian reports, Kanye West barred from Grammys over concerning online behavior. Some believe this was because of the clash between Trevor Noah and Kanye, as Trevor Noah will host the show this year, but Trevor looks to hint that he's not responsible via a tweet hours ago. "I said cancel Kanye, not cancel Kanye." And Game took to IG to lash out in a lengthy post. "When will all black entertainers, athletes, actors, producers, writers, directors, media, etc. figure it out, thinking emoji?" And he added the caption, "Time and time again, they show us that they only want to steal the culture, not allow you ever be their equals. In a more than obvious move for reasons of minuscule actions, the Grammys have at the last minute decided to pull Kanye West from performing on the show as if we didn't know it was coming. Could be because Trevor Noah is hosting and there was a conversation held amongst his team and the Academy that led to the decision, or because Ye's account was suspended just days ago for reasons unknown, especially in a world where all the negativities of the world can be found on the same app with no repercussions or suspensions. We'll just say it's all of the above and a continuous disrespect of us and all that we have brought to the table in entertainment, media and sports over the last 100 years especially. Speak your mind in the country for yourself, family or your people, and you're ostracized immediately, and if you push them hard enough, they will stop at no end to try and put an end to you as a whole. I, for one, have never been scared to speak my mind, even understanding what the consequences may be. I can't sleep at night knowing I was quiet about issues burning holes in my heart or narratives incorrectly pushed by the mass agenda to create a mindset that the person at hand is crazy or has issues internally that are beyond repair. I say all this to say I'm woke." He went into more detail where he also claimed he'll be next to get suspended for speaking freely, but not everyone agrees with his narrative. In this case, a popular reply goes, "So is Kanye not responsible for anything, or is it because y'all are boys, you're just gonna defend him regardless? Or maybe, just like Kanye, you wanna blame everybody else? What about self-awareness or accountability?" And as usual, over on Twitter, in reaction to a report on this, Eminem was dragged into it. Now, Eminem spent decades threatening every woman, from his mother to his ex-wife, and yet once again, the white media wants to say anything a black man says is equivalent to a physical assault. Your blackness is your, in quotes, weapon in America. Today, people talk about Eminem like he never got backlash back then. Even music to be murdered by sparked controversy and backlash, and the irony of this is that Kanye got suspended when he went at Trevor Noah, a South African who happens to be the host of the Grammys this year. But nope, let's ignore all the facts, including those that spilled out from Kanye's art to real life, and drag Eminem into it, and a user reacts, "You just had to bring up M, right? You guys literally find reasons to bring him up into everything. Just leave him alone, dude." I'm even more surprised that Kanye agreed to perform at the Grammys in the first place when back in 2020 he went viral for urinating on a Grammy award. Should have never agreed to even perform at the show after that, so he put the power back in their hands. Well, that will be all for now. Share your thoughts below, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and see you on the next one.